Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the CouchSide Sports Report, episode
Yay.
5 of the year.
Yeah, man.
I'm Simon, that's Dylan.
Yes, sir.
We're starting this a little bit later because of traffic, so I think we're just going to get right into it. But before that,
Yeah.
please like and follow us everywhere. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, please give us a follow. Add this to your downloads or whatever it is you do. And we're on every other social media is CouchSide.network. That's
Yep.
Instagram, TikTok.
Instagram and TikTok.
Instagram and TikTok.
Instagram.
We're not sponsored. I just felt like I'd say Instagram 3 times.
Maybe one day.
Dylan, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm ready to rock on because
And I'm good as well.
It's been quite the Monday.
It's been a big Monday. I thought it'd be busier, but
Yeah.
I'm happy. But we're really happy to talk about the first round of Super Rugby.
Yes,
it's
sir.
all kicked off. It's all done. 10 out of the 11 teams have played their first games. It was a very action-packed first weekend of rugby union, and a couple of these games showed off. And there was no better
they
way to
certainly
start.
did.
No better way to start the season than Dunedin. The Highlanders took on the Crusaders and made every single neutral fan happy.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The Highlanders get their season off to the greatest of
Yeah.
starts. Jamie Joseph basically gets himself the All Blacks job in one game. The Highlanders beat the Crusaders 25-23.
Sounds like he's pretty locked in for that job too. I'm
Keep on
getting
hearing.
reports
Keep
that
on hearing.
he's
He's
locked in.
been announced this week. We will
Yeah.
let you guys know next week if that's the case.
True.
But the Highlanders ended up winning it thanks to a last 90-second, almost half the field penalty goal from Cam Miller. But the Highlanders,
Yep.
from the jump on this game, were in it. They scored
Yes.
early. The back line was very much on point. The
Yeah.
Highlanders backline was the first thing I really want to talk about
Yeah.
because Jonah Nadeki, we always know on this day how good he is. Unfortunately, he has problems with injury all the time. There's other wingers in the Highlanders, but he was sensational.
Yeah, he was
He
very
was sensational, and so was Caleb Tangito. Scored the first try of the season. Probably rubber stamped his All Black spot already. As long
good.
as he's
Might
not.
have to calm down on that one,
no,
mate. But
no, I don't think
you're
so.
over here. No, we're going to talk about this as well in a
no,
later
no, no,
game.
no,
but
no.
you're already. Is this overreaction Monday?
No, no. You see, in the 8 games Caleb Tangito played in Super Rugby last
Yeah, he
year,
scored a lot.
he scored a lot, and if he was not injured from that point,
Was it 6 tries in 11 games?
it's like 6 and 8.
That's crazy, man.
And even if he didn't score after that, but he was not injured, he probably would have still been an
Yeah.
All Black. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
the form is still there, and also JRK at fullback. I don't think he had his greatest game, but he was there. He marshaled the troops. He was good.
Yeah.
The whole Landers backline seemed to click. Cam Miller played
Yeah.
a good game with Fakatava next to him.
Very good, yeah.
Tamatava Nawai back to his usual shenanigans.
Yep.
Playing very, very well.
Jonah Lowe was great at 13 as
Yeah,
well.
and he's not typically a center, so
No.
he filled that role really, really well, which is always good to see.
Who would be the normal 13 there?
Talea, who was on the
oh, it's
bench,
Tanielu Talia. Yeah, true.
or
Do
possibly
they have Thomas Umanga Jensen there as well?
I think he's left. But
Okay.
they also have
Okay.
Pasitoa, who they brought in from
Yes.
the Force, who was on the
Yes.
bench as well, who
They
could
did.
also play 10.
did.
And then in the forwards, nothing too much to write home about.
Their line-out struggled.
They definitely were
Yeah.
missing Fabian Holland. Hopefully
Yeah.
Thomas Lavanini coming in. Hopefully as soon as possible.
Yeah.
We'll kind of steady the ship.
For the sake of the Highlanders, yeah.
We'll steady the ship a bit. And in his first Super Rugby game, I do not think Lucas Casey did too bad at 8.
No, he was not too bad at
He
all.
was developmental squad player, promoted because they've got an injury to to Fabian Holland, so they brought him in.
Yes.
So very promising signs from the Highlanders.
And this is I'm going to do the Crusaders part because I hate saying it, but it's true.
Yeah.
I will how do I put it? I'm trying to figure out the way to put this. I think the easiest way is you will not see the Crusaders play like that again.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, unfortunately for the rest of
The
us.
Crusaders were
Yeah.
a bit rusty.
Yes.
They were very rusty.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Rusty is the right way to put it.
and it's a common thing in the season. Their lineout was good, but obviously they've got some
Yeah.
experienced locks in there, even without Scott Barrett.
Yeah.
The front row they had coming off the bench was Bauer, Taylor, and Newell, which
Crazy.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
bro.
That's nuts. But
Yeah.
I think the main player of note for the Crusaders was not even the guy who started the game. Will Jordan almost brought this game back on his own.
Yeah.
It was genuinely I was in awe. He'd pick up the ball and just kind of have his way with everything.
It's like the gap just found themselves for him.
We're going to have to call him Moses because he was parting the sea. Genuinely, he'd grab the ball and
you're
it'll
right.
just go, woof.
Yeah.
It was I know how everyone knows how good Will Jordan is.
Yeah.
Last year in the All Blacks didn't have like the greatest season, but was still
Yeah.
like scoring tries for fun.
Yeah.
This was the Will
That
Jordan.
was scary.
It was terrifying. And if we can have that Will Jordan for the All Blacks this year, I'd be very happy.
Yeah. But as long as he plays for the Crusaders like that, unless it's against the Blues, then we'll be all right. But no, the Crusaders aren't going to play like that again, man.
No.
Like the drop balls, it was like, and I hate putting it this way because the Highlanders did play well.
Yeah.
But the Crusaders lost that game.
The Highlanders did play to their strengths, though.
Yes.
They definitely
They did.
made sure the breakdown, they were killing it.
Yeah.
They knew line out wasn't their thing, so they tried to avoid
Yeah.
that. The Crusaders, I think, kind of they caught it on at the end. I think when
Yeah.
Taylor came on, it definitely fixed itself.
Stabilized a little bit, and Will Jordan stabilized that even more.
And I'd even point out, I think Taha Kamara did a good job when he came on.
yeah.
I know Reihana unfortunately didn't have the greatest of games. He's
Yeah.
obviously came off the high of that Super Rugby final last
Yeah.
year. A lot of people getting behind
Yeah.
him. Kamara would have probably started that final if he didn't get injured.
It's funny seeing the it's almost, I'm going to use a flash word here, and I think it's the right word.
I'll tell you.
Seeing the juxtaposition between the two tens. So you've got
I think that counts.
That
counts.
You've got, I'm trying to sound smart, no, but you've got Rivers Reihana, who is the almost smoother, silkier player. Where you've got Taha Kemara, who's a little bit more chaotic in the sense of he's got the massive leg, he's got a massive kick on him, but doesn't play as silky smooth as Rivers Reihana does.
Yeah.
But both are still effective in their own way.
Absolutely.
And if Taha Kemara finds a way to start controlling the power on his leg, man, that's a 10. That's a formidable 10 in Super Rugby. I'm not going to say, oh, he's an All Black 10, but that's a very formidable number 10 in Super Rugby.
I won't make that claim yet, Dylan.
But the Crusaders, I hate saying it, are not going to play like that again. But the Highlanders did play very well, and man, if they keep having a season where they actually put the wins together, I said this to you, Tangito, JRK, Jacob Raitamatuvuki Neepkins, I mean, Tavatava Nawai's already been selected at one point, Holland's already been selected at one point. You're going to have to start considering those Highlanders guys for some All Black spots.
And I don't think he will be in contention for that, but Angus Ta'avale looked solid, a great veteran experience in the front row.
Yeah, I forgot he'd played at some point for the Waratahs.
Yeah, no, that's because he was
I forgot that.
There's been a couple of Kiwi guys who went to Aussie because they thought they were going to crack the All Blacks and have a crack at the Wallabies, but I think Ta'avale played well enough to come back.
Yeah, he did.
It became an All Black.
Yes.
I know Tyrell Lomax was also an Aussie, but he was raised there partially. And then I think scouts found him and were like, he's not playing for the Wallabies if he can play for the All Blacks.
And thank goodness, to be honest.
Thank goodness for that.
But yeah, no, the Highlanders, that's a great start, man. Hopefully they can carry it on. That's the thing with the Highlanders, right? No. Can they carry it on and can they be consistent with winning? And if they are, who knows what's going to happen?
Well,
but,
they have.
I reckon we move on to the next one.
Well, yeah, but both teams have very tough games next week, but we'll cover those later. The next game, I watched a bit of this. The Waratahs, as I think both of, at least I predicted last week, got the win over the Reds at home, 36-12. Now the scoreline does not tell the story.
Okay.
This game,
so I didn't watch this game, but you did.
I watched the highlights as well, so I could see the second half.
Yeah.
The game was still like 17-12 with 15 minutes to go.
Okay.
So the Reds had about 13 guys out injured. They had an 18-year-old on the bench at fly half.
Yeah.
They had a lot of guys who weren't starting in their team. The Waratahs were far more stronger. And if you thought Will Jordan had a great game for the Crusaders, Max Jorgensen had probably just as good, if not a better game on the wing.
Jorgo's a winger, dude. I said this to you because I noticed,
he has to be.
I noticed that he started playing more fullback for the Wallabies. I'm like, why is he playing there, man?
I think it was injuries. I think maybe Tom Wright was injured.
Tom Wright did. I think he tore his ACL.
Yeah, last season.
I get it.
Played there.
I get it. But man, Jorgo's a winger.
He is.
You put him with the magician Harry Potter on the other side.
Well, for the Waratahs, that's what they've done.
Exactly.
But at the Wallabies level, you also have Corey Toole there as well.
True.
Who is rapid as hell.
They're kind of building some depth, a little bit of scary depth there.
Good,
I'm not going to lie.
It's good depth.
Yeah,
Australia's good at rugby. New Zealand's usually good at rugby as well.
Yes.
They
make each other better.
But for the Waratahs, I mean, you had the likes of Swaliti it's the second full year in the game. He's playing well now. The Reds were in this for a while, though. They scored some great tries. They had some great counter-attacking rugby. But unfortunately, it was the lack of depth on the bench, I think, which really caught them out.
Yeah.
The last shipping free tries in the last 15 minutes usually is a sign of that. The Tars had full control by this point. A lot of their guys were firing by that point and having a really good game. I still think, though, the Reds on paper are the strongest team in Australia. I think the fact that they got all the way to the 65th minute and were only down by 5 points, and then
that does say a little bit.
The gates open says a lot about their overall.
With how many guys they've got injured right now,
and the amount of developmental guys who had to come in onto the bench in that game. I think it was maybe 4 or 5, which is a lot of players who weren't in your original squad of 35 guys to come in. So I was really impressed by that, by the Reds, and I think a lot of the players who played well may not even be starting players for them. So I think they're still a team to look out for. I think I'll be hoping most of those players come back from injury sooner rather than later. And the good news for them is they have the bye next week, so they have an extra week to recover.
Yes, that's true. But you're right. I mean, I won't, like I said, in the preview, I'm not going to go out on the limb and say that the Reds are the strongest team on paper. But they do look very strong. When they get those injuries back, this is going to be a tough team. But that's why I said to you, will it be too many times where this happens and it sets them so far back that they can't come back from it?
Almost
time will tell.
Almost similarly to what happened with the Blues last year, where they did get lucky at the end. They were able to break the hump after dealing with all those injuries. And I don't want to discredit the Waratahs. They played very well regardless.
Yes, absolutely.
I think they could have won this game anyway with a more fuller strength Red side. And unfortunately, I did have them in our Super Rugby predictions special. I did have them at 7th. But they could easily break the 6th if that form continues. You see guys like Jorgensen and Swaliti together, also Harry Potter on the wing, and everyone else on that team. They are a very scary unit on their day.
Very and like we said before, it is whether we like it or not as All Blacks fans, it's a good thing that the Wallabies are building up depth at a position. But this next game is actually a game that I watched.
I watched
you watched a bit of it as well?
I did watch a bit of it.
It was the Moana Pacifica versus Fiji and Drua in Lautoka in Fiji. And yes, Fiji did bring it back a little bit in the middle of the second half. But let's be real here. Moana had the control of this game.
This game was all
from
Moana. This game was surprisingly all Moana. I didn't think they'd be this much into it. They end up taking it up 40-26. They were up by a monstrous scoreline, like 15 minutes in. I think they scored the first 3 tries or something. It was a remarkable effort. First name off the bat who performed amazingly was Miracle Whailangi.
Just carrying it on, man.
At the World Cup next year for Samoa, he will be absolutely crucial to them. I told Dylan earlier, and he tried to have a go at me. I said, if Miracle...
Because this is a little bit far, bro.
I don't think this is an overreaction when you consider how much panic picking the All Blacks have done in the last couple of years for problem positions. If Miracle Whailangi hadn't already played for Samoa and was actually eligible to play for New Zealand, I think he'd be selected as an All Black this year. Doesn't necessarily mean I think he would start.
A little bit mad.
But I think, and I'm saying in a world where they're not selecting 5 loose forwards, they're selecting 7, like they should be.
Like they should be, yeah.
I think he gets in there. I think they'd take a shot on him because
I'm still not.
He was brilliant at Super Rugby last year. And if he continues to play, he's got a hat trick. He's not going to score a hat trick every week.
No.
But if he continues to play at that same intensity level, which I think he will. He is the captain of Moana now. I think he'd genuinely be up there because blindside is a position that no one's fully certain on. It's like the centres, no one's fully certain on what's going on.
So I'm not sure that's the case. I'm not sure that's the case now.
I mean,
because I think because you've got Simon Parker, who I think played very well there.
Yes.
You've got Tubo Vai, who in the game against the the B French sides did play well
but
there.
I think he's a lock.
He is a lock.
He's a lock.
So I said this last year. Tubo Vai could be an elite 6. But could be the best lock in the world.
I think it's just if we have too much talent.
Probably is in the top 3.
If we have too much talent at lock and we need someone at 6, sure.
Yes,
if Scott Barrett's on form and then also Fabian Holland's back from injury and also you have Sam Darry, Patrick Toipilotu, and I'm forgetting players as well.
We actually have depth at lock.
We have a lot of depth. Josh Lord as well.
True.
But I know you have Simon Parker. I know you have Satiti. But are those guys maybe better at 6? And then you have not 6 at 8. And what about Lakai? Maybe he's better at 7. I think we're still you got other guys like Samipini Fino who I'd be looking at. And then apart from that. But obviously this is a conversation not worth dragging too much time on because Miracle Wailangi cannot play for the All Blacks.
No, he can't
because he's already played for Samoa and he wasn't raised here. He came here to play for Moana.
True.
And because I remember a lot of people last year were saying when they found out he was playing NPC and not playing in Pacific Nations Cup for Samoa, they were suggesting, he's gonna swap to New Zealand,
and I hope he doesn't.
No, and he can't because he's already played for Samoa.
Yeah,
you can only swap to another team if you were already eligible for them.
Yeah,
and he's not in this case.
Yeah,
unless he has a secret Kiwi grandparent or parent we don't know about. But at the same time, I would love to see Miracle Wailangi return to Samoa this season.
Yes,
I would like to see him play for them. Well, he will if he's not injured at the World Cup. He'll be starting for them, I assume.
He better.
But there were other players on Moana who played good. I'm sure you can help enlighten me. But the backs were killing it as well.
Yeah, they were firing, man. Like I said, Fiji. I mean, it was I think it became 26-19 at one point to Moana, but Moana had the control of this game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think some. Samisi, the number 8. I can't say his last.
Tupo. Is it
Loa? Something like that. Something along those lines. Hopefully he doesn't offend anybody. But he played great.
Who a lot of people were saying last year should have been in that All Blacks 15 area because he was
can he play for the All Blacks?
He's Kiwi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair. Yeah, fair. No, he played very well. Big number 8 too.
Yeah.
You don't see number 8s that big running like that. I'm trying to think of backs. Pellegrini was solid once again.
He's probably one of my favorite fly halves.
William Havili that 10-15 combo actually works really well.
I think it's up there in terms of the 10-15 combos. I think in Super Rugby.
And then in terms of the Drua. The forwards got dominated. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that's where the game was won.
Also, Tavita Offa,
yes,
in place of Adi Savia, did very well.
Yes, he did.
There's massive shoes to fill. I think he did a good job.
I forgot who played the number 11 for the Drua. He ended up being the top fantasy scorer.
Wow.
And there was a reason why. He did play very well. Yeah. He almost played like a fullback role as a winger.
I do recall, I can recall that.
It was something Amasi, I think.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Feel free to search it up.
We had our sheets from last week, actually. Hold up.
But there you go. I'll keep talking anyway about
we
this
unfortunately use a lot of paper here at CouchSide.
Yeah, we do.
Where is the one? Oh, here we go. Your winger last week.
Yeah, number 11.
I'll find his... was supposedly Ponapati Loganimasi.
Yes, that was him. Yeah, he played fantastic.
Yeah,
he was kind of the one bright spot for the Drua team.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was kind of the one, at least to me, the one bright spot for the Drua team. But I'll be honest, if the Drua can't hold Low Toka, honestly, they might be the ones end up last.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
it's game one. I'm not, it's game one.
The matchup next week is very interesting, but we'll move on to the Blues, who unfortunately lost this game against the Chiefs.
Our Blues, man,
15-19, but they were
defensive battle. Defensive battle. It was always going to be.
It was 0-0 for most of the first half. It was but the Blues can walk away knowing some areas of the game were still great. They held their own against a Chiefs line out which has Tupou Vai'i. I think that's fine.
Yes.
And they had Samisoni Takeaho, although
and Josh Lord too.
And obviously Josh Lord at lock.
Yeah.
I felt like that lineup did falter a bit at first. The Blues had a lot of opportunities to put this game away. I feel like opportunities to score. I was impressed by a couple of guys. Caleb Clark, I think,
played great.
Zahn Sullivan.
We'll talk about him later too.
Zahn Sullivan ended up winning the Blues MVP for that game.
He had to play very well.
And I did say that was probably going to be his position this year. And I think as long as he's fit, he kept it. I don't think Perofeta was too bad at 10.
No.
I think he did the job as well as he could. Peter Aki, I thought he was a brilliant addition to the midfield. Well. I think he was very excellent in that inside centre role. I think him and AJ Lamb complemented each other okay.
I think people might see Peter Aki's game as a little bit quiet.
But I think it's
he played very well.
It's a quietness, which,
We need, and the Blues, you need a veteran presence like that.
Yeah.
The Blues needed it, and they brought it.
Bradley Slater, debut, looked the part.
Yeah, did look
we
great.
We needed
yeah.
a hooker to replace Riccatelli. I thought he looked great.
Yep.
And then also Torian Barnes, who was in our wider training squad, starting at blindside, didn't really look out of place. Looked okay.
Can I just say, that's a big guy, dude.
Yeah, well,
that's a big guy.
I looked him up before, and they said on Wikipedia he was 5'11". I was like, surely we're not,
no way.
No, it's
brother's
like
5'11".
Someone's got the heights wrong.
I'm going to check this. If he's 5'11" and that big, that's
I don't think
crazy.
he is. I think someone online's being a cheeky.
Being a cheeky.
Being a cheeky.
But he played great. I thought he played great, especially for a first game.
I thought he was great. But Caleb Clark, high balls, really made an effort. Every time he got the ball, you kind of assumed that something was going to happen. Moving up the pitch.
Come on, Wikipedia. No way, dude.
But unfortunately from that, I don't really have any other players I was super duper impressed by. It was good to see Sam Darry back out there over the Blues. He didn't play at all for them last year. The Chiefs. Now I'm trying to think of what Chiefs specifically I was super impressed by.
Tubo Vai played great.
Well, yeah, of course he does.
As he does.
Although I don't know if jumping over a player to score a try should be allowed. I don't think it is allowed, and I think I think it's happening more and more often now in the international game, and I think we're gonna have to have a look. And this is not being salty about it. When I saw it happen, I was like, is he actually allowed to jump over players? Because you're not allowed to jump over a ruck.
No, the explanation that Ben O'Keefe, excellent referee.
But he said he dived, but it was not a diving motion. It was a full man went Air Jordan, to score a try.
Brother did go Air Jordan on the ting.
And I'm still a bit I don't want to be like, oh, it shouldn't have counted. We would want. No. We still lost the game. We lost ourselves.
The Blues can only blame themselves.
We can only blame ourselves for not taking the chances. And you've been telling me, we need to make the most out of our players when we're on attack because
it needs to be a little bit more balanced.
We can go forward with our forwards as much as possible, but we can spread the ball behind us to the centers or out to the wing.
And I thought we did that more than the end of last year in this game, but I don't think it was enough.
I think we need to do it more often.
Yeah.
But for the Chiefs, I could only really think.
I've got a couple.
You've got a couple.
One thing, KT Kyron Tomoifalo did actually have a quite quiet game. But like I said to you before we started recording, the one thing that he brings that the Chiefs really lacked last year was the high ball.
Yes.
And look, he's competing against Caleb Clark, who had a great game under the high ball. But it's a stabilizing force there, and maybe that's all the Chiefs need.
Now that I think about it, didn't he have a really quiet game against the Blues in that first game last year when Caleb was opposite him? The one at Eden Park. We went to this.
But at North Harbour Stadium, he was great against the Blues.
Yeah. But
yes, you're right. Yeah.
But the thing is, he's great under the high ball, but I don't remember him having those high ball moments like Caleb did in this game.
Yes. Yep.
Where Caleb was great under the high ball, had those moments. But I think, unfortunately, the whole Chiefs back three was actually quite quiet.
Yes.
I don't think... Goose Fabling did a lot.
Yeah.
Nano Saturo, I always thought, yes, he can be absolutely lethal on his day.
Look at what he did at St. Kitts, dude.
Exactly. But, I was like, is he there? It's if he's going to be there 15 for the whole season, I'm almost thinking they might be putting D-Mac there if I don't want to put KT there. Because apart from that...
I told you at the start of this year, I thought that's what they should do.
But should Jacob be dropped from the 10 position? Should he be a guy who has to be on the bench? I don't know.
I thought Jacob played a fairly solid game.
Yeah.
Quinn Tupaia played a great game.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Quinn Tupaia.
Quinn Tupaia played a great game.
He's one of the Chiefs' best players in that back line, which is crazy considering they have the likes of Imoni Narawa in that team as well, and also Leroy Carter.
Who didn't play, but
neither of those guys played, unfortunately. But
Quinn Tupaia played great.
I think, again, he will be one of the, for sure, All Black centres this year.
I would think so,
I don't know if he's starting, but he's going to be locked in there with Geordie.
It's going to be the injuries. It's going to be the injuries.
Yeah.
With him to see if, and to be fair, since he had that gruesome
I was going to say, as long as he doesn't get fucking targeted again by Darcy Swain, I think he'll be fine.
I think we'll be sweet.
I think we'll be. It's just when the Chiefs play the Force, it's like, okay,
this is going to be interesting.
Because last year I actually went to the Chiefs Force game in Tauranga.
Yeah.
And I partially went there in case Darcy Swain decided to do that shit again, because I was going to take care of business.
Yeah, oh, is that right?
Yeah, I was
Good luck. Good luck. I'm sorry.
no, I'm kidding.
And I've said this here. Darcy Swain's a big dude.
He is a big
what I mean?
dude. On a good day, I'm 5'9" for context. That's on a good day.
Yeah, true.
On a good day, I'm not going to say I'm 6 foot, because I'm definitely not. This man's 6 foot.
There we go. But no. Look, I think you're right. The Blues can take the positive. I would like to see in the Blues next game get it out to the backs a little bit more. Have that balance. But with the Chiefs and Blues, same with the Chiefs and Crusaders on most occasions, it's going to be a defensive battle. And if it wasn't for Samapeni Finau making one line break and Cortez Ratama being there to support.
Completely forgot. Cortez Ratama was great.
Yeah.
Completely forgot.
Yeah.
I forget how good, because people say at a Super Rugby level, he's an absolute killer, but sometimes at the All Blacks, he doesn't bring the same thing. But I think he was brilliant. And I also forgot to mention in the Crusaders game, Noah Hotham was brilliant as well.
Noah Hotham was great.
They both shaved their heads. And Noah bleached his. So they look very similar at the moment.
Yeah, the bleach, I can't lie, the bleach is a bit ugly.
Hey, I bleached my hair once. You didn't say anything.
There was a reason why.
And the truth comes out, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. But no, I think the Blues can take positives out of that. And look, it's game one.
Exactly.
But the next game we didn't watch, but man, did the Brumbies put the pumping on the Force.
Yeah,
winning 56-24.
I have no comments on this, but I can't say I'm super surprised. I think I said the Brumbies were winning this anyway. But
I didn't think it'd be that much.
No,
but hey,
it's a big win. I think that puts them top of the table comfortably.
Yeah.
Before we look at what's going on next week,
I reckon. Let's call the audible. Say the games next week. We'll do after.
Sweet. So the Hurricanes finally get their first taste of Super Rugby football this Friday against Moana Pacific.
I'm very interested to see how they line up. Ruben Love's injured.
He's injured. We don't know for how long. And we don't know if he'll miss this game. I assume he will. So I'm assuming Brett Cameron at the 10, and we'll probably see Callum Harkin at 15. I think if everyone's fit, you've got Geordie and Proctor in the centres. You're going to have, I'm guessing, Naholo with Morby. Maybe Finney in there as well. I'm not sure. Oh, sorry, it's not Finney. Fehe.
Fehe Fingangofo, yeah.
The Lucies, Brad Shields might be injured, so it might be a Yoase, Kidifi, Lakai.
Just dangerous anyway.
Moore starting probably. The Locks could see Warner Dern starting. Really excited to see how he runs in Super Rugby. But Moana.
And also they're playing Moana Pacifica.
Yep, who have Nani Laumape, former Hurricane.
And this is actually a good test with that forward pack. Let's see what Miracle can do.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if Moana can hold their own against the Canes.
And actually Samisi Tupo at the same time at number 8. We'll see what they can do.
It's another tight game, another good test for Moana.
Yes.
It's another away game. And then the Waratahs get to host the Fiji Endurers, so they'll be hoping to just keep it on from the previous week. They'll be pretty confident after seeing the Drua. The Drua will want to try and fight back as much as they can. It's a 9:30 kickoff on Friday night. The Highlanders versus the Chiefs. Now, this is the Highlanders. They have to go like, okay, we beat the Crusaders at home last week. Now we get to face the other finalists from last year at home as well, the Chiefs.
Yep. It'd be a good start to the year if they got that one.
And to be fair, if the Chiefs played like they did last week,
I don't think they won it.
I think the Highlanders could get it through a game because they'll play to their strengths. Although, and the same thing, the Chiefs have a good line out, but I think the Highlanders will be able to, do what they did against the Crusaders.
That's what Jamie Joseph as a coach does really well. Always did with the Highlanders. Recognise strengths and played to them.
So let's hope he still has the job, or else because he could be All Blacks coach.
I would hope that he would keep it until...
I think he'd see out the season at least.
Yeah.
But imagine that with him at the All Blacks actually taking the key positives from the All Blacks and just multiplying it by 1,000.
Let's hope that happens. But that's going to be a big one, an underratedly big game there.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's even underrated. It'll be a massive game. The Blues are away to the Force in Perth.
We need that win.
The Blues need a win. No excuses. The Force got smacked last week. We came very close to beating the Chiefs.
They'll come in motivated too.
We can't be complaining about the air travel. I know it's ages away, but I think the Blues, I don't think there's any injuries to deal with, so hopefully more players are coming back than going away. And then Sunday afternoon game, the Crusaders have to face the Brumbies at home, so they get to go home.
Is this in the new Christchurch Stadium?
I don't think so.
If it is, I'm watching it because that new Christchurch Stadium looks mean.
I think it's still...
It's the 1NZ Stadium, or is it? Or are they playing at Apollo?
I think they are playing like at least one game in Apollo before it opens, because I've seen photos of it recently.
Well, you find that for me,
and
but
it doesn't look like it's finished yet. It looks very, very
It looks
close.
mean.
I'll be able to tell you in just a sec, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
where they are
Classic Tribe.
Yeah, Tribe.
If you ever watch this and we get big enough, sponsor us. Please.
So this game is at Apollo Projects.
Okay.
Down in Christchurch, and I'll try and see exactly.
Will the first game be the Super Round?
I'm trying to have a look. It possibly is.
I think it'll be the Super Round. I know the Super Round is there.
Because they're playing another game at Apollo after that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they just haven't updated them all on Tribe, and they're just saying every single Crusaders game is there. Hold up, I might be wrong.
Who knows? But
no, sorry, their first I don't know, Super Rugby game is on April 24th, the day after my birthday. Against the Waratahs. Oh, I know. That is the Super Round, because I remember it basically clashes with my birthday this year.
I'm going to be away for the Super Round too.
You're not going to be here.
No, I'm not.
There
you go.
And the Reds have the bye,
How
as
awful.
we said. But we want to thank you guys again for all the interaction on socials, specifically on TikTok. We got quite a lot of comments, over a dozen, on a clip that we put up about us talking about Caleb Clark.
So at the moment, 2,926 views. That's huge for us. So thank you. But there's a lot of comments here, and we just wanted to run through some of them.
Yeah, and give our opinions of them. The first one I just want to say is this guy says Clark is mid. I don't think so.
Calm down there, mate.
I mean, that's all I really want to say to that. There's no possible way to say he's mid. In the 4 games he played for the All Blacks last year, he was elite, and I'm pretty sure every single one.
He was the top try scorer for the All Blacks, and not this past All Black season, but the season before as well.
And he was he brought stability to that wing role. When he wasn't there, it was all over the place.
I genuinely think he's the best winger that the All Blacks have, and I think he is one of the best wingers in the world.
A player of his high ball ability, and also with
that power and speed
and the power.
Tough.
That's not mid.
Yeah.
Maybe you're mid.
I might go into the next one because this guy here, Mr. Dozkov. That's a bit of a short memory. In 2022, he scored 7 and 9. 2023, he scored 7 and 13. 2024 was 10 and 15. You were absolutely right.
I don't think we're saying that 2024 was his only big season.
I just said because there's so much wing competition.
Yeah.
I think he has to have a big season like he's had in 2024 and in the past.
Last year was a little bit quiet, but it wasn't just this year before he was on fire. It was the other years.
You go with another one?
One guy, I think you said he actually comments quite often, so shout out to UFO, who said, well, that other guy, Bridge, always got picked, even though he was average. But someone came back to him.
It was Dozkov.
There's actually Dozkov. We've got some recurring characters here now. Who wouldn't accept the slander. 37 tries in 66 games plus 12 and 19 tests. That isn't like stuff to scoff at.
No, it's not. It's pretty good.
It's like, I think a lot of people may be annoyed at George Bridge being a player selected because it was like a Crusaders boy. He got picked with Severies at the World Cup. All of a sudden, that was our wing draw, and that hadn't been before. But I think he was always a solid player, and I think he got phased out at the right time because he went away, and Caleb Clark took that role.
Yeah, true.
I don't think he overstayed his welcome.
No.
I think maybe he could have been selected once or twice when he shouldn't have, but he wasn't at the last World Cup. I don't think he took up a space more than he should have. And this is actually quite a big thread. I don't think there was like anything particularly wrong with him.
No,
but I think he was definitely brilliant on those Crusaders teams, and that always does give you a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah.
But he's not as average. Caleb Clark is not as average as George Bridge was.
Yeah, people saying that Clark is average is crazy.
No.
This person here, Mr. Zipper, or Mr. or Mrs., who knows? But Zipper, he can stand out in Super and Test. Don't have to be one or the other. He just appears to stand out in Test rugby because the spotlight is more focused on him, and it's the ABs. Always been the same Clark to me. Have been watching him since the start. Big facts. Agreed.
His first All Blacks game was against the Wallabies in 2020. One of the COVID Blizzard games, and he destroyed them. Didn't score a try, but destroyed them.
Yeah, it did.
That game was absolutely outstanding. That was about 6 years ago now.
Yeah. There was also, I've seen this one from Seki Samoan, so cool Samoan. AB wingers Clark, Tangito, Tomoifalo, Narawa, and Fihaki. Not necessarily sure about Tomoifalo yet and Fihaki yet. Tangito, I could
close.
see. Clark, definitely. Narawa, depends on how he plays, but I think he will.
I think Leroy Carter's still probably in that
Agreed.
fight this season. Just trying to think of other teams.
I'm not if they didn't select Mark Talea to the end of last year because he's moved to Japan. I doubt they're selecting Reese to end this year.
Yeah. Well, I hope they don't.
Yeah, I really hope they don't.
Well, to me, it's a different coach.
Yeah,
it's
true.
It's a different coach, so maybe they're different.
He might select Nadeki. Who knows if Nadeki has a big year? So,
but would Razor still select Reese this season? He was still in charge, probably.
Yeah, but those are names that I see as in contention. Absolutely,
No, absolutely.
Especially Clark, who is going to be there, as we said.
Well, absolutely. And then also on the Crusaders side, Fihaki's probably the next block. Next what do you call it? Next person off the block, Who,
the Fihaki?
Fihaki into the All Blacks from the Crusaders. Macca Springer just needs some more minutes, honestly, and he'll probably get there eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nadeke could be there.
Yeah.
I guess on the Kane side of things, Kenny Naholo is still in New Zealand, possibly him. If Josh Morby breaks out,
who knows?
I wouldn't be against it. He was lethal.
So that's
NPC.
why I made the point of I think Caleb Clark actually needs to have a year where he's fully healthy and a big year to keep getting selected, and he will. I'm just going to address this one down here. Check out his injuries. How do you get to make this statement willy-nilly? Never said that at all. Shout out to the Coach_MS.
I don't think his injuries have been that bad. I think
it was last year a little bit.
It was, but then also last year I don't think he missed games. All his games were missed due to injuries, due to other
But
reasons.
I also didn't say that that he was a bad player. He's an excellent player. But I do think with the competition that's there, he has to have a big season.
No, he definitely
I'm
does.
going to keep saying that. And then there was you can read out another one. I've got this other one here. You might end up reading it out anyway.
Someone called him restart specialist. He's like a loose forward, and you always be picked for that, which I agree with as well.
Yeah, big facts. That was the one I was going to read out. Mal Braff, shout out
to Mal Braff. I guess the last one we'll look at is this one. K-Mac has said, does he turn it up for the All Blacks though? Not since his debut season for the All Blacks.
Crazy.
If you saw
Come on, cuz.
when he played last year, when he could actually play, and then the year before, no, he was having brilliant seasons.
He was excellent. He was excellent. Literally its top try scorer for the ABs in 2024. Like, what do we...
Excellent.
And then a guy, Money Walk 00, shout out to you, did reply he was our best winger in 2025, so yeah. Then Doskov, back again. He played 4 tests, and then Money Walk replied and made the most impact in those tests. Who else was better than him? Facts. Doskov, given we're making claims on such small sample sizes, Nadawa's points per minute ratio makes him the greatest.
Brother, we only played about 14 tests. That's about a quarter of them,
know. And then Money Walk was
quarter.
like, be serious. If Caleb Clark isn't cutting it for you, then tell me who you think is better. I agree.
Yeah, and I don't think he said.
Tell me who's a high ball specialist with the power and speed of Caleb Clark. Actually, in the world, let me know. Leicester? Nah. Leicester's not that high
we've
ball
forgotten
guy.
about Leicester, but I hope he's still a centre. He did play on the wing for the Crusaders, and he did have his moments.
Yeah, but he's not a winger. I'm sorry.
Not anymore.
So I'm sorry. I don't think he was in the first place. He's a one-dimensional winger.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
But he's a centre
But as a centre, I think he can do a solid job. So, but yeah, please, once again, that's just creating conversation.
Yeah.
We love it. As long as it's not, being a dick, then, we're going to do it. And once again, thank you very much for blowing that up, because that's awesome.
Please.
That's awesome for us.
We're going to probably just speed through the rest of this.
Yeah, might as well.
40 minutes on Super Rugby, and there's a lot.
We are back to what we were doing last year.
That's fine. The A-League has been and gone. Only the Phoenix men's team played last week, and they drew 2-2 with the Western Sydney Wanderers, the only team below them on the table. So probably not an ideal result if you want to get off the bottom.
Yep.
Bill Tuiloma did score. The Knicks are now 10th on the table. Big derby game against Auckland FC this Saturday at 5 p.m. They do get to host that. Based on their current form, they're probably not going to do what we want to do, and that's win, but you never know with Auckland. They've been a bit hit or miss this season.
Yeah.
The women's team lost to the Central Coast Mariners 2-1. They're still second on the table with 6 to go. They play Melbourne Victory on Friday at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And as we know, Auckland play Sydney today, when this comes out on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Before the derby game on Saturday. It's second versus fifth. Auckland beat Sydney just over a week ago at home, so they'll be hoping to do the same this time around.
Yep.
Dylan, AMBL, I Here's some bad news for New Zealand Breakers.
Yeah, man. But let's run it through. Let's run it through the games. The Cairns Taipans lost to Melbourne United at home, 89-85. Then the Sydney Kings beat the Illawarra Hawks at home, 120-94. A thumping there. Speaking of thumping, Perth Wildcats beat the Brisbane Bullets, 94-75. The Breakers in their game against the Adelaide 36ers were up until pretty much close to the end of the fourth quarter. These games between the 36ers have been close the entire time of the year. But since the Breakers lost 92-89, the Breakers are now out of playoff contention. But they still have the Ignite Cup final to go and one more official round. And I'll say those games at the end. The Southeast Melbourne Phoenix beat the Tasmania Jack Jumpers 120-104. And with the Breakers lost, the Jack Jumpers take the 6th and last spot in the playoffs. And then the Illawarra Hawks did beat Melbourne United away from home 100-91. And then the Sydney Kings beat the Perth Wildcats 102-85. So the Breakers do play the Taipans on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. New Zealand time. It is a home game. That's the last official game of the year. Maybe that's a game for me to go to. Who knows? But I'm too busy playing for a big trip. I probably won't have the money.
No.
But the Breakers do play on the Gold Coast in the Ignite Cup final on Sunday against, guess who again? The Adelaide 36ers. And I'm going to say I would hope the Breakers don't lose a fourth time. But the 36ers are very good now with Bryce Cotton.
You know what would make a good, other consolation for winning the Unite Cup?
What's that?
Is that you get to be in the playoffs.
That would be great, but also the NBA has the NBA Cup. It's not like they get anything from that. Same as FA Cup.
No, you're true.
I guess FA Cup, you go Champions League, I guess.
Yeah, I just think maybe it's a little initiative, you know?
Maybe that's a thing. It's not wrong.
It's
That's actually not a bad idea.
almost factors like a elongated playing tournament almost.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Hey,
yeah, but I guess it's more like a NBA Cup sort of vibe. Maybe a little bit FA Cup, maybe a little Papa John's Trophy type of vibes.
Papa John's Trophy, bro. Gotta love it.
Virtue Cup type of vibes. But yeah, you want to talk about this NRL, man, because there's been some preseason stuff going on.
Well, there's only a couple of big things I want to talk about, but I feel like I have to talk about what else has happened in the NRL this week before I talk about them. Preseason trials have started. The Warriors hosted the Sea Eagles in Napier, but unfortunately went down 18-33.
Yeah.
The All-Star game was on Sunday in Hamilton with the Māori All-Stars and the Indigenous All-Stars playing out a 16-all draw.
Shout out my Māoris, mate.
I know the Indigenous All-Stars came close to winning this game, but it was taken off them right at the end.
Yeah.
But it was confirmed this morning that Eden Park will host the second State of Origin match next year in 2027. It's going to sell out straight away, I reckon. It's going to be
big here.
Probably the biggest game of rugby league by capacity, by crowd size in this country ever. The amount of New South Wales and Queensland fans from New Zealand who've never been to either state is alarming. So they will fill it out, you know. But also announced today is that they've relaxed the Origin laws slightly. Now the eligibility to qualify for Queensland or New South Wales hasn't changed. You would have to either be born there, moved there before the age of 13, or your father had to have played for one of them. But now it means that players who represent Queensland or New South Wales are no longer forced to only represent Australia or a Tier 2 nation, like Samoa, Fiji, Tonga, which is basically saying players who play Origin, if they're eligible, can also play for New Zealand and or England. So this means most likely Kalen Ponga will be putting on the Kiwis jumper this year or soon. It also means I think Kaio Weeks will be in the hunt for a Kiwis gig as well. But there's a number of other potential players. Wade Egan could potentially, if he qualifies to play for New Zealand eventually, play for them and for New South Wales. So it's really intriguing to see that. There could be other players who decide to play. AJ Brimson, who played for New South Wales, then decided to play for England, might end up returning to New South Wales. We could see Victor Radley play for New South Wales now because he plays for England.
It has opened up a little bit now.
This is the change I've needed to make for a while because I always thought it was like, so you can play for every other nation and be an Origin player except the two biggest rivals to Australia.
I'm going to double check as well. Herbie Farnworth can't play for any of them, right?
I believe he moved to Queensland too young.
Okay, that makes sense.
People on Reddit were saying, were like, oh, this is great, but Queensland, you can't still select Herbie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you know they'd love him. But
He's a great player, man.
oh, he's amazing. But moving on, the Winter Olympics. Zoe Sadowski-Synnott claims another Olympic medal. She is responsible for at least half of all of the Winter Olympic medals New Zealand's ever won.
Yep.
This time it's silver in the women's big air. She's joined by Luca Harrington, who in freestyle skiing took bronze in the men's slopestyle. It's his first Olympic medal.
Yes, sir.
New Zealand's still chasing a gold medal, but there are chances that could happen. Sadowski-Synnott is also into the women's snowboard slopestyle final after qualifying in first, much like with big air. Unfortunately, her compatriot Lucia Gregorali did not qualify. 1 a.m. on Wednesday is the final. Get up for it if you want to see a golden moment. Luca Harrington qualified 5th for the men's freestyle skiing big air final. Unfortunately, Lucas Bourne Ben Barclay didn't qualify. That final is the more respectable time of 7:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning.
Yep.
Some of the big finals this week. Dane Menzies is in the snowboard slopestyle men's final, 12:30 in the morning on Thursday. And women's freestyle skiing halfpipe qualification for Misha Thomas at 7:30 a.m. on Friday. And also a bunch of Kiwis in the men's freestyle skiing halfpipe on 10:30 p.m. on Thursday. Finn Melville-Ives, Ben Harrington, Gustav Lignavisky, and Luke Harold.
Yeah.
And I'll quickly do this one. The T20 World Cup's on. Our big cricket listeners don't really care about T20, but we genuinely forgot about it last week. The Black Caps are
Yeah, we
playing.
did.
They dealt with Afghanistan and UAE pretty handily, but did go down to South Africa after New Zealand went 175-7. South Africa chased it down 178-3 with 17 balls left. Marco Jansen had 4 wickets and Aiden Markram had 86 not out for South Africa. New Zealand played Canada on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m, but despite the loss to the Saffers, they are still expected to claim a place in the Super 8. Pakistan need to beat Namibia to avoid losing a place in the Super 8 to the United States. Australia
Crazy.
suffered a shock loss to Zimbabwe, but still have to play Sri Lanka and Oman, meaning their chances of progressing are still pretty strong. The West Indies beat England in their group, but both of those teams are likely to progress.
Yes, sir.
As we move on to the Six Nations, which we also genuinely forgot to cover last week.
We did. Bro, there's been some stuff going on in the Six Nations, man.
It's been very intriguing to watch this when you wake up in the morning and see all the fallout from Europe.
Yeah.
But it started 2 weeks ago with France pretty handily defeating Ireland 36-14, Italy upsetting Scotland 18-15, and England thrashing Wales 48-7. And this past weekend, Ireland narrowly got past Italy 20-13. I think a lot of people are impressed by their scrum at the moment.
Yeah.
But that's a close loss to Ireland and a win over Scotland. It's a very good start to the season for Italy. Scotland turns it up against England. They always turn it up against England.
Yeah,
it's kind of a running joke. Scotland always.
As they should.
They should. They always play like the All Blacks
History has
against
said
England.
the exact same thing as well.
Yeah.
So there you go.
They won 31-20. Wales once again were thumped. This time it was by France, 12-54, and it was the lowest attended Wales rugby game in Cardiff, I think, in about 25 years.
It's so sad, man.
Yeah, the domestic game.
I don't know what they're going to do.
The domestic game there. Who knows what's going to happen in Wales? It's quite sad to see. And hopefully they're able to get their way out of it. It's a smaller population though. There's not as much money in the game there, so it does scare me to see what happens.
I said this to you. It's different in New Zealand. In New Zealand, I made this argument. New Zealand, we're an island.
Yeah.
Like, it is hard to keep players here because it's an island.
Yeah.
But you're in Wales. You're connected to the UK.
Yeah.
You've got to let your people play for those teams around and let them come back, man.
I thought they do, because I swear I see some squads and there are non-Welsh-based Wales players. But,
I've heard they don't.
but I've also heard they don't as well. Maybe it's like there's a stand like you have to have played so many times, or you have to be.
I still think that's kind of mad. Like, you're around. If you're around Europe, around that's different to being New Zealand here,
Wales
away
is
from
one
everything.
of those teams where I don't think they can have that kind of exclusivity selection policy that New Zealand has, which I don't even think New Zealand can handle it long term. But
we'll certainly find out.
That's a conversation for another day.
Ain't that the truth?
England host Ireland on Sunday morning. That'll be a massive game. Wales will host Scotland. They'll be on the same day, hoping not to get thumped.
Are you kidding me, dude?
What?
I've just completely off topic. This guy, he just had to do it to me. I'm looking at the next thing we're talking about.
Oh, mate, don't.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Skip. Don't interrupt me about the next topic.
I am, because stuff that. You really had to do me like that?
And the next one.
You see the bottom. You really had to do me like that?
And where?
In the bottom of the next section.
Yeah.
You really had to do me like that?
Yeah, but I also did myself.
No, there were plenty of FA Cup games that were around.
I also did myself.
Oh, I didn't see that, but you really had to do me like that.
Dylan.
Mine hurts way
Dylan,
more.
you're having a cortisol spike, okay?
No, mine hurts way more because of what happened before this too.
Hey, we'll get to that later.
Oh, bloody hell. But no, it's sad to see what... sorry for that off-topic rant, but it's...
You could have had it in a minute when it would have made sense.
I had
when we got to that section.
I saw it and I was like,
did you not read the prep sheet beforehand, Dylan?
Hell no. You only gave it to me 5 minutes before.
From what were you reading before?
That's a good question. But no, it is sad.
Fraud.
It's sad to see where Wales are. I really hope they improve it because a great Wales rugby team is great for rugby.
And it's funny. You go back to talking about Wales. I'd already moved past that. So England hosts Ireland on Sunday, and Wales host Scotland.
France are going to be the favourites, right?
Well, France are playing Italy on the Monday morning. Probably.
If Italy beat France...
If Italy can hold their own, then that's great.
I still think France should be the favourites for the Six Nations at the moment.
No, they are. I remember everyone saying England were going to thump everyone, but I don't think so. You still lost to Scotland.
And guess who said that?
The English.
Exactly.
They were very confident. I think it was after they bet New Zealand, and they're like, "Oh, well, France can't get it together. Ireland are getting old. Scotland is Scotland."
Saying that France can't
Wales
get it together when Antoine Dupont comes back is mad.
And he's back now, so
exactly.
Sucks to suck. France 2 from 2 with both bonus points at the top of the table. They're 4 points clear of Scotland, who are a point ahead of England and Italy. Ireland have 4 points. And Wales have 0.
Yes, sir.
As we move on to the Prem, it was a midweek round last week, so games were played in the middle of the week. Tottenham lose to Newcastle 2-1, and Thomas Frank gets the sack, unsurprisingly. Chelsea draw off Leeds 2-2. Massive game for Leeds in their relegation survival race. Bournemouth get the win over Everton 2-1. West Ham and Man United is a 1-1 draw. No 5-game win streak, and the United Strand has to keep his afro.
Oh, come on. It was almost there, brother. It was almost there.
And they lost the easiest game in that 5-game win streak as well. Drew.
Well, Drew, yeah.
Forest and Wolves play out a 0-0 draw. A really rare point for Wolves. Aston Villa beat Brighton 1-0. Burnley get a real win over Crystal Palace 3-2. Again, for their relegation survival, it's very slim, but that's massive. Man City a 3-0 win over Fulham, putting the pressure on Arsenal.
Yeah.
Liverpool get a much-needed 1-0 win over Sunderland away from home. It's the first time Sunderland have lost at home all season. And then Brentford...
That's pretty mad.
Brentford force Arsenal to drop points in a 1-1 draw. Arsenal don't really want to drop points when Man City are finding their form again. Arsenal play Wolves this Thursday before the weekend games where Man City host Newcastle, Sunderland host Fulham, Spurs host Arsenal, and Everton host Man United in the games of note. Arsenal 4 points clear of Man City. I don't need to say too much, but Liverpool are 3 points within fourth now. Your relegation battle currently looks like this, very, very quickly. Crystal Palace are 13th on 32 points. Brighton are 14th on 31 points. Leeds are 15th on 30 points. Spurs are 16th on 29 points. Forest is 17th on 27 points. Apologies. West Ham are 18th on 24 points. Burnley are 19th on 18 points. Are Burnley making a late run? Could Spurs actually be relegated?
Crazy.
Find out more next week. But the FA Cup went much without a hassle. Unfortunately, my boys Hull lost 4-0 to Chelsea, only being down 1-0 at halftime. And Dylan got really mad because I put Southampton defeated Leicester 2-1. Because a few days beforehand in the Championship, Leicester were 3-0 up over Southampton. And a must-win game considering they are hovering around the drop, had a points deduction, and then Southampton scored 4 unanswered goals, including 1 in the dying minutes to win 4-3. So good luck, mate. You guys will be fine. There's still a couple of FA Cup games to be played this week, and if Leicester keep on dropping down, I'll be sure to add it to the prep sheet, much to Dylan's chagrin.
You're a bastard.
As we
I hate
move
you,
on.
man. Hey, look, at least I've stayed loyal to my team.
Yeah.
As I found them, but shit, this sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks.
But the NBA had its All-Star game today, and it was a new format. The All-Star game, although they still picked the players East and West, it was the US versus the world with basically all the players split into 3 teams. The US split into 2 teams. The USA Stars featuring more younger players, the USA Stripes featuring more older players, and a world team. Although I do like how Norman Powell, who I'm pretty sure was born and raised in America, is in the world team because he
plays for Jamaica.
Plays for Jamaica. Same with Kat, I believe, who plays the DR. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he plays for the Dominican Republic. Yes.
So what happened is that instead of like one game, all 3 teams played within 4 quarters. So what happened is that each team played a minimum of 2 quarters. and then the best teams from those quarters, basically the teams who won the most games, faced each other in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So in quarter one, I'll talk about it in a minute. The USA Stars featured some very good players. Cade Cunningham, Tyrese Maxey, Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, who somehow was on the younger people team. He was in the league when Kobe was still playing. Jalen Duren, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Johnson, about coached by Detroit's J.B. Bickerstaff.
Yep.
And in the USA Stripes featured Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Donovan Mitchell, alongside the following replacements: Brandon Ingram, who was the replaced the injured Giannis Antetokounmpo on Team World,
Your boy.
and De'Aaron Fox, who replaced the injured Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, also on Team World, and Kawhi Leonard was also added to this team by Adam Silver for some reason. Now coached by Mitch Johnson of San Antonio. Team World featured Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Wembanyama, Denny Advia, Jamal Murray, Pascal Siakam, Karl Anthony Towns, and Normal Powell, alongside Alperen Sengun, who replaced the injured Stephen Curry, who would have been on Team Stripes, and now coached by my guy, Darko Rajakovic, who coaches the Raptors. So Team World went down in the first game to Team Stripes in overtime, or no, Stars, 35-37 in OT, thanks to a Scotty Barnes winner.
Your boy.
That's my guy. The Stars would then lose the second quarter to the USA Stripes 40-42, and then despite 19 points in a quarter from Wembanyama, Team World would lose the third quarter 45-48 to the USA Stripes, which meant a USA rematch in the final.
That one was also because Kawhi Leonard decided to go back to 2019.
Good.
And he popped off.
Good. Welcome back, Kawhi. As the USA All-Stars blew out the USA Stripes 47-21. I kept on hearing that some of the Stripes players were not trying in that game, and also some of the players on the world team weren't trying.
Yeah.
Wemby was pissed when they lost that first game.
He was not happy. I'm glad.
Yeah, because the All-Star game needs some spice to it. I think this is a step in the right direction. I think just having a world team and a American team, just that's how you select the All-Stars, could maybe be how you do it one year. It's tough, though, with the East and the West, but sometimes one conference is so much stronger than the other. It's almost like, is it worth picking the same amount from each conference? Because some players are going to miss out. There's players from the West. Sengun missed out originally.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I said this to you. I didn't even watch this today.
No, I'm a
huge basketball. If you've watched this enough, you know I'm a huge basketball guy. But I can't. I freaking hate that 3-team bullcucker.
Yeah, I think USA versus World is great, but they had to, because there's the 3-team format. It could have been better. Look what ice hockey did last year. Their 4 nations face off, where they had the USA, Canada, I think Germany and Finland.
So yes,
that was amazing. But they had individual games. It was set over about a week.
Yeah,
the USA and Canada, when the whistle first went in that first game, they started fighting each other immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
There was passion there, and I feel like the NBA can do that if they fully commit. Do they have an international tournament instead of an All-Star break? Because Team USA would be great. Team Canada would be great. Maybe there'd have to be a combined
Team France would be legit. France,
the thing is, unfortunately, a lot of those key European players, I don't know, you can't have a Team Serbia based from just NBA players, and you can't have a Team Slovenia from just NBA players. So maybe it just has to be a USA versus Europe, or you have like USA, Canada, maybe France, and another European team. Because NBA games, you can play them on decent, you don't have to have massive breaks like in rugby or football.
Yeah.
So
I honestly think that I call it 3-team bullcucker, because that's what it really is. I think it's too busy trying to get too many guys as All-Stars.
But it's still the same amount of All-Stars. It's still the same amount of East and Western All-Stars. They only added one extra guy, that was Kawhi, to balance it.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it's just, man.
I think they need to change it up, because I think as long
we keep saying they need to change it up, and they can't find shit.
But I think they need to stay in that kind of USA versus Europe or the world lane, but improve on this 3-team system.
There is something there, but I also think the NBA has.
Let's not do voting based on conferences in.
I think the NBA has almost killed. I think it's almost killing its All-Star game from within.
What should happen?
I don't think it's got anything to do with the All-Star game.
I think what should happen is that you just should be able to select 2 teams. when you instead of selecting a
Yes.
West and East team,
Yep.
you just select 10 players instead of 5. You select 4, 6 front court guys, 4 back court guys, whatever. That's how you do it.
Yep.
You select like that, no conference.
I'd almost go 6-6. I'm fine with 12. 12
Yeah.
on 12 on the USA team, 12 on the world, and let them see. This is and I
But
see,
you still
yeah.
you still need subs though. So
Yeah, I get you.
you have.
It's just it's sad to see after how great an All-Star game it was. And I know you said this might get old, but I think they should have kept it anyway. And I think the All-Star thing should, because of the impact he had on the game, especially in the 2000s. I think that what they did with the 2021 after Kobe Bryant's death, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think it wouldn't have got old. I think they should have kept it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they got rid of it. I think that I forgot what do they call it, elam ending or something? I don't know. It's when they just make so was it the next team to score 24 points, or was it?
Yes, yeah, it was something
Or was
like
it
it was.
they take the team who was in the lead and add 24 and say that's the total? I think that's what they did. Right?
I can't remember, but
And it doesn't even have to be 24. It could be another number. It could be randomized.
I think they should have kept it that way. I think it's a great tribute every year to a guy that made a massive impact on basketball.
Yeah.
He's the guy that got me into basketball in the first place. They had something there. And because of the spirit of Kobe Bryant, those guys fucking competed,
No, they
dude.
did.
And I think they should have enhanced that. But then they went to this 3-team bullcucker systems.
Take a shot every time Dylan says bullcucker, guys.
Yeah, there you go. But I think Team USA, Team World is on the right track.
I think,
And I think if it's 12 USA guys, 12 world guys, because the world is caught up. The world has caught up.
Yeah, no,
You could actually, why don't we do this right now? Let's go for our teams. Let's go let's say it's this year, but no injuries. A world team of 12 guys.
Oh God.
I mean, let's rock and roll. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Canada. Victor Wembanyama, France. Nikola Jokic, Serbia.
Shea.
I said Shea first.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Luka Doncic, Slovenia. Denny Avdia, who is...
Let me just find the world team for Michigan.
Denny Avdia, who's Israeli. Who else was there? Who else did they have in that team?
Hold up.
Jamal Murray,
1,
Canadian.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. So you have Luka, Jokic, Wemby, Advia, Murray, Siakam, Kat, Powell, Sengun. So that is
Kat.
that's 9 guys.
Dominican Republic, Shingun, Turkey.
So just 3 more non-American players who you would add to that team.
Who was not Norman Powell, Jamal Murray. You put Shingun there, who was crazy to miss out, by the way.
Yeah. God, who else is there? There's definitely...
I think you could make 2 teams of 12.
Yeah.
Have something unique about the game.
3 more.
Go at it.
3 more European players in there.
Yeah.
Would you... I don't...
Because I'm actually trying to think too.
Who's a big fuck off European centre? That's the easiest way to look at it.
That's a good point. But no, also as guys develop, you'll have Alex Sarr from the Wizards, French, who looks like he's going to develop to be mean.
Yeah.
You've got Zachary Ricochet, who looks like he's going to develop to be mean.
Are you sure? Because the internet's given up on Ricochet already.
Oh, well, they can say what they want.
Yeah. Oh,
this is our podcast, baby.
World team, Franz Wagner.
Franz Wagner, yes, absolutely.
Hey.
So, you could get a team of 12 world guys and then chuck Norman Powell in there, Jamaican. So, I get, he did grow up in America, but he does play for Jamaica.
He's still Jamaica. We're not.
Also, you'll get VJ Edgecombe, who's Bahamas eventually. So,
and I think, I'm just saying, Norman Powell playing for Jamaica is valid. And we're not criticizing that at all.
Absolutely.
Some people online were like, what do you mean he's on the world team? He's still Jamaican. He's still representing Jamaica.
There's actually a lot of guys that are going to play for that Jamaican team too.
Yeah.
Oh, let's not forget, like Pascal Siakam, there'll be other African guys that'll come through as well.
Although, so you would have said Joel Embiid before he played for Team USA at the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. But yeah, I think that's what I think they should do.
And speaking of VJ Edgecombe, that Bahamian team's scarily not terrible because I think Buddy Hield also plays for them.
He does. He always has.
Crazy.
Yeah, and technically, Klay Thompson could have played for the Bahamas at one point if he didn't play for the Team USA. So, to be fair, Kyrie Irving could have played for Australia.
Is Kyrie on the world?
Actually,
or do
Josh
you-
Giddey, man.
Josh Giddey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, you know, if we
for
want to
sure.
go there. So, also
Daniels.
Dyson Daniels. I mean, I don't think he has the offensive game yet to be an all-star. But
Interlinked.
man, the Great Barrier Thief is tough defender.
could be.
But you know, I think that world versus USA, I think there's something
That's
there.
the way to go.
And then, you know, 2 teams, not this 3-team bullcrap.
Yep.
Let's go there and let's see what happens.
The NHL killed it last year with it. I think they'll be in a rush to do it again eventually. They didn't do it this year, obviously, because of the Olympics.
And basketball is a world game, man. Whether Americans like to admit it or not.
Hey, very big, like, maybe you don't have the All-Star game in America.
Ooh,
Maybe.
I'm going to say this. I think that players wouldn't want to do
No,
that.
they'd cry about it. But
because
you
that's
don't see
their
the-
break. That's their break, right?
but the NFL players, most of them have to go overseas for a game a year now.
yeah, and
Game
they're
every 2
crying
years.
about it. Trust me.
Yeah, but it's slowly growing on them. I think they're slowly getting used
If
to
they
it.
want their game to be a world game,
Yeah.
because like Super Bowl numbers were great, but it has nothing on football.
And also,
you've got to get out there.
But also the shining light for the NBA is that no matter how bad the All-Star game is, it's better than the Pro Bowl games. So
A big fan.
that's a big thing.
Ain't that the truth,
And
man?
speaking of the All-Star game, there was a bunch of other games like the Celebrity Game, the Rising Stars Challenge, and another challenge which replaced skills contest because the Spurs cheated it last year and got disqualified. And injured Damian Lillard won the 3-point contest. Facts.
Yeah.
And then Kashar Johnson of the Miami Heat, who to be fair I'd never heard of him before, had won the dunk contest. Fun fact: he is the second straight undrafted player to win the dunk contest.
Yes, he
as
is.
Mac McClung
Won it 3 times in a
3
row.
times.
didn't
I thought it was 2. I was surprised to see it
Yeah.
was 3.
The only thing is, I find it weird that there is now, because the dunk contest is a huge issue, as well, that there is guys that come in with Mac McClung very rarely since I would say 2016.
Yeah.
That bring the creativity, but the rest of them don't.
No.
Like even in this one, I mean Carter Bryant, who's going to be a great player for the Spurs, had some great dunks in there. Kashard Johnson can jump out of the gym, but like. You know, has the creativity from the past gone too far where it can't be creative anymore?
I think
it's tough.
I think we're just I have to be very creative or just very athletic.
And
has to be one or the
I
other.
don't think it consistently can find that balance. Mac McClung,
But they don't have the actual top players competing in it anymore. I think that's what people have been crying out of. They want to see like
And
guys,
this is
your
the,
dunkers, your
yeah.
big, you're like an Anthony Edwards,
Yeah.
or well, I don't know if he'd be good at dunk contest.
I freaking he would. Come on.
Uh,
But this is where the other problem lies, right?
Wemby.
Where, with can you imagine? With the All-Star game.
yeah,
This is where I think, you know, is it and I hate saying it
there has
because
to be something to play for.
that's what I'm saying. Is the problem these guys are earning too much money for what they do?
Yeah,
And you can't change that anymore. You cannot change
if
that.
that Anthony Edwards story is true about how he, when he supposedly got a woman pregnant and then had the child,
Yes.
and then
Paid all the alimony up front.
all 18 years worth of child support in one payment, maybe they are earning too much money.
Yeah.
So maybe the prize has to be a shit ton of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
That's what it is for the NBA Cup. So
Yeah, I think it might just have to be a massive amount of money.
Yeah.
And then or maybe said, and your teammates also get a little bonus as well. So
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I have to play well for my team or else we're gonna miss out on 10 grand.
And also Steph Curry did say that next year he's back in the 3-point contest.
Good.
And he's trying to get Clay in there too.
Good.
Can you imagine him, Clay, and Lillard in this contest, bro?
Get Draymond on it for fun too.
But do you remember that Draymond and Kevin Hart?
Yeah. That's why I said it. That's why I said it.
I'll tell you what, people go look back at Draymond Green 2013 to 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, and a little bit of 2016, 17. Dude was an above 35%, close to 40% 3-point shooter.
But you know what beats that the Kevin Hart and Draymond Green
What's that one?
was the Charles Barkley racing ref. And then he got kissed on the lips by
That
him.
was a
That is-
throwback,
That is
man.
the great. I don't know. Sorry, I don't think he got kissed on the lips.
We need
But
some of that back. Even the
forgot what
Steph
the ref was
Curry's
called.
Sabrina Ionescu 3-point contest was
Yeah.
actually mint.
Some integration with the WNBA is not a bad idea as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But hey, I think we've yapped about the All-Star game more than I think you thought we would.
Yeah, absolutely. I
But
was like, because
we've
I'll be
always
honest.
got ideas.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I
Hey,
mean,
if
Charles, that's what we do.
If Charles Barkley wants to race someone, next season, I volunteer,
and
know?
if Charles Barkley wants to come on the podcast, I will happily come off you to talk to him.
I will represent all of the poor San Antonio women he's made fun of over the years, and I will race him.
Bro, even Gabrielle, my girlfriend, cracks up every time he tells a joke about them.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good.
Like, obviously, I've never been to San Antonio. He's probably been there. And
we're going to go at some point. We're going to go.
If Wemby's still there in 5 years, we'll be going to see the greatest player of basketball probably.
We'll go see that Dirty Creek.
Yeah. I don't know. Something about
go try some churros, even though I don't like churros, but I'll try them.
I'll try in San Antonio churro for sure.
Yeah, big facts.
No, it'll be great.
Oh, man.
But hey, that's it.
That is it.
We've fucking ramped through that last part.
We did.
Which
I'm
was
glad
good.
we did, because you guys have lives and you need to go and live them.
and we can only be reading out like just randomly something so much. But thank you very much for watching and coming all the way down to the end of this podcast.
Yeah, for tuning in, man.
We'll be back here next week. Please like and subscribe, follow if you haven't already, YouTube, Spotify, and also follow us on CouchSide.network. The clips which go up, please interact, show your opinions, and we'll hopefully talk about them next week.
Yeah, like you said, as long as you're not a dick, man, we're happy to start some conversation, and we're glad that you guys, are following on with this Caleb Clark thing that we put up on TikTok.
Please, it's great.
So thank you very much, man. Let's hope we can keep it going.
Of course.
Simon, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me as always.
And as we do,
it's
that time. CouchSide. I've almost let go of the mic. That ruins the moment, but we're good. CouchSide out.
Forgot to throw the paper this week. CouchSide out. This is pretty bad attempt, but